Namo Amitabha Buddha. Hello everyone. So today I feel like talking about the story of Bodhisattva Mahasammaprapta. And I've also received quite a few comments that wanted me to share more about Bodhisattva Mahasammaprapta. So today let's talk about it. And as most Pure Land practitioners know that Bodhisattva Mahasammaprapta together with Guan Yin acts as major assistant to Amitabha Buddha in the Western Pure Land. And all of them are known as the three sages of the Western Pure Land. Now, the name Bodhisattva Mahasammaprapta, it literally means the arrival of the great strength. So in Chinese, she is known as 大势至菩萨. Now, 菩萨 means Bodhisattva, and 大 means great, 势 means strength, 至 means arrival. So she is the arrival of great strength. And from now on, for the sake of simplicity, in this video, I'll just call her 大势至. So some people, they may be confused about which one is 大势至菩萨 and which one is Guan Yin, as they almost look identical. If we look at their faces, it really seems that they look identical. So in fact, all the people in the Pure Land, they look the same, but except with different adornments. Now, if we look at Guan Yin, we know that she always wears Amitabha Buddha on top of her head to honor and respect her teacher. And she often holds a vase on one hand and a willow branch on another. Whereas for 大势至菩萨, she wears a vase on top of her head, and also she carries a beautiful lotus flower. And it was said this vase that was actually used to carry the remains of her parents. This was before he became a bodhisattva. So his parents died early, and realizing the impermanence of life, he decided to cultivate diligently and to generate the unsurpassed bodhicitta. And he put his parents' remains inside the vase and would wear it on top of his head as a reminder of impermanence, so he could cultivate diligently. And after he realized enlightenment, the remains of her parents inside the vase turned into the golden light. And that's why we see the vase on top of her head. Now, in the Surigama Sutra, we know that 大势至菩萨 actually realized Nianfo Samadhi countless eons ago, and everywhere he goes, he would teach people to Nianfo. 大势至菩萨, like other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, have countless incarnations in countless worlds to help sentient beings. And in China, the latest patriarch, the 13th patriarch, Master Yingguang, is commonly acknowledged as the incarnation of 大势至菩萨. Now, how do people know about that? So, when Master Yingguang was still on earth in China sharing the Buddha Dharma, one evening there was this middle school student who had a dream. Now, this girl actually did not know much about the Buddha Dharma, and in her dream, she saw Guan Yin. So in China, everybody knew about Guan Yin, even if they're not Buddhist. And in her dream, Guan Yin was standing really tall on an island. Guan Yin told the girl that 大势至菩萨 is actually in Shanghai sharing the Dharma. Why don't you go and listen to him? And this girl asked, well, who is 大势至菩萨? And Guan Yin says, Master Yingguang is the incarnation of 大势至菩萨. You should go to Shanghai to listen to him. And after 4 years, he would again go back to the Western Pure Land. Don't miss this opportunity. So when this girl woke up, she thought the dream was quite weird, and she told someone in her family who are actually Buddhist, and they knew about 大势至菩萨, they knew about Master Yingguang. And the next day when they saw on the newspaper, they knew that Master Yingguang was indeed in Shanghai sharing the Dharma. So they all went to Shanghai to see Master Yingguang and took the 3 refuges under Master Yingguang. Then they also told the dream to Master Yingguang, and Master Yingguang, of course, scolded at them and told them never ever to say such thing again. Master Yingguang always says he is just an ordinary being, not any kind of bodhisattva. And then after 4 years, Master Yingguang indeed saw rebirth to the Pure Land by sitting in meditation and telling all his disciples to one-heartedly nianfo to vow to go to the Pure Land. And then after that, people knew Master Yingguang was indeed Dashizhi Pusa. So for real Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who came back to help, they would not reveal their identities unless they are about to leave the world, or unless under circumstances they might have to. But once they reveal, they will have to leave the world. Because it's actually not so good for them to spread the Dharma if they actually reveal their identities. So they would not admit things like that. Like the Diamond Sutra says, a real bodhisattva would not even think he is a bodhisattva, because a real bodhisattva is not abiding to the notion of the self, notion of the sentient beings. And a real bodhisattva is not abiding to any notion whatsoever. So not only this case proves that Master Yingguang is indeed an incarnation of Dashizhi Pusa, and also another disciple of Master Yingguang. So 10 years after Master Yingguang sought rebirth to the Pure Land, this disciple actually had a dream. And in her dream, she saw Master Yingguang's golden body, just like a Buddha and a Bodhisattva. And she asked, Master Yingguang, are you actually Dashizhi Pusa? And he said, yes, I am. So he admitted in her dream. So actually quite a lot of evidence can show that Master Yingguang is indeed the incarnation of Dashizhi Pusa who came back here to help. And if we examine the life of Master Yingguang, his cultivation is exactly like that of Dashizhi Pusa. So we know that Dashizhi Pusa will wear a vase on top of her head to remind her about impermanence. And Master Yingguang is also famous to tell the disciples to wear the word death on their forehead to remind them about impermanence. And Master Yingguang also added the extract from the Suragama Sutra, Dashizhi Pusa's perfect and complete realization of Nianfo Samadhi, to be included as one of the 5 Pure Land Sutras in Chinese Pure Land Buddhism. That little extra is really helpful for people who want to know how to practice Nianfo and what exactly is Nianfo Samadhi. So it's to keep the continuous pure thoughts, pure mindfulness of Amitabha Buddha, so to have perfect control of the 6 senses, so which I also talk about in our weekly Dharma talks, but I'll also share more about the sutra on this channel later. So Master Yingguang is indeed the incarnation of Dashizhi Pusa, and in fact, all the patriarchs, all the Pure Land patriarchs are most likely to be incarnations of great bodhisattvas and Buddhas. And some of them we know, some of them we may not know. For instance, Master Shandao is the incarnation of Amitabha Buddha, also the 5th patriarch, Master Yongming Yanshou, also the incarnation of Amitabha Buddha. So I'll share more stories of Pure Land patriarchs in the future. Namo Bodhisattva Mahasamaprapta, Namo Dashizhi Pusa, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitofo.